So everyone's under the impression that Playground Games is making the next Fable. But the latest rumor I got a hold of suggests maybe they're not. Let's talk about it. Alright, a lot of people are under the impression that Playground Games is working on the next Fable. They've been on a major hiring spree. They've been acquiring a lot of talent, and they're definitely heavily focused on a new open world game, and that game just happened to be rumored to be Fable. Now, I don't know what it is that pretty much line these two parties together. A new Fable IP, Playground Games working on an open world game. It's just a lot of people believe this is the case. And I think maybe this is not the case. Sure, Microsoft wants a new Fable game made. It's an IP that they can take to new heights. But I don't think Playground is a studio that is going to be making this game, let alone that they want to make the game. If you think about it, Playground has been lauded for its Forza series, its Forza Horizon series. I mean, they are cream of the crop. It's arguably the best racing game of the generation. Of their last two games has like been must plays, must have, at least in this genre. Like over 90 Metascore for these titles, and they've earned the respect. I mean, Playground Games know in their heart of hearts that they can go toe to toe with like the Naughty Dogs, Santa Monica's, Rockstar's, Bethesda. And if you're a game developer, you want to think like that. You want to believe that. And who's to say they can't outclass any of those? And do you really want, if I'm Playground, would I really want to prove that by taking on the Fable IP or trying to turn Fable into something it's really not? It's too much of a risk, because we all know what Fable is. It has its core fans, it has its history, and for Playground to really show their muscle, they can't really do it with an existing IP like Fable. If they wanted to do an open world RPG, they would have to bring something completely new to the table that they will be remembered for. And I don't think they want to be remembered for a Fable 4 or a Fable remaster or a Fable remake. No, you're not going to show off your muscle like that. It's like they want to, just like Guerrilla had to shake the flaws of the Killzone series, and they turned around and they smacked everybody with Horizon Zero Dawn. Everybody was in awe, everybody was in shock, like, wow, that team made this game. You're not going to get the same results if you're making Fable, if you're Playground. So one thing we forget, when Microsoft bought these new studios, we're talking about Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, Compulsion Games, Playground Games, Building the Initiative. These guys have creative control, creative freedom. They have the ability to make what they want to make. And don't you think by giving them or making them do Fable, that's not creative control, unless they came out openly and say, hey, Microsoft, we want to take on the Fable franchise. We think we could do something magical for it. Maybe that's not in Playground's plan. Maybe they don't want that. And if they truly have creative freedom, I don't think Playground is working on the next Fable. Rumor has it that Microsoft actually reached out to Playground Games for the Fable IP and for them to take the reign and make the game. But Playground respectfully turned it down, and because they wanted to focus or make their own game, make their own open world game. And from what I hear, Playground Games were actually juggling ideas between an open world RPG, something comparable to a Horizon Zero Dawn, or an action open world game, something inspired by Grand Theft Auto. Now, at the time of this recording, I am not sure what they decided on or what they're actually making. But those were the ideas they were working on. Now, we could think about some of the news that came out. We know they were working on an engine that is an improvement to the engine they use for Forza Horizon that excels in open world, and they went to improve on that engine, which is designed specifically for open world games. Now, an engine that they're pretty much heavily using for Forza Horizon series, is that best for an RPG game or an open world action game like a Grand Theft Auto? Who knows? But Playground Games is definitely have a new studio building up. They're definitely working on a new game, but we can't guarantee that this new game is Fable. In fact, rumor has it that Microsoft has been shopping the Fable IP, looking for a studio to make this game, a studio to give it to. They've been doing it in-house, but there's not really options for studios to take it. We know 343 is not doing it. The Coalition, they're making 3 Gears games. Ninja Theory was an option, but Ninja Theory are working on a brand new IP. Matter of fact, Ninja Theory was actually in pre-production for Hellblade 2 before the Microsoft acquisition, and they canned that, and now they're working on something completely new. Compulsion Games haven't really proven themselves for them to take the Fable IP. Microsoft could look elsewhere. They can look at third parties, but where do you go? This is probably where the Obsidian purchase comes into play. Maybe Obsidian is open to making a Fable game, and maybe Fable is probably some years and years away, and maybe we hear an update on Obsidian fairly soon, and maybe they'll announce that they're working on the next Fable. But as far as Playground Games, they're probably not the answer, and not because they can or they're incapable. Is because they probably don't want to, and rumor has it they don't. And the fact that their ideas probably expand well beyond Fable, and maybe they have something better in mind or something more intriguing in the new game that they're working on. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you follow this rumor? Do you think that the rumor I have is true? Only reason why I'm sharing it either via YouTube or Twitter is because this is something I want to believe, and I don't have a source to really give you guys because I just won't do that. But this is the same source that I use for when I tweeted out Microsoft already bought 3 studios back in January, and I turned out to be correct. So I'm kind of leaning towards this. Let me know your thoughts. If Playground Games is not making the next Fable, will you be disappointed? Do you really want a new Fable game, and do you want Playground Games to do it? Would you rather see Playground Games make Fable or a completely new IP? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Can't wait to see what you guys got to say. It's Kid Smooth. Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We out. Peace.